Atlantic Bottling presents Meet the Des Moines Menace. Inaugurated in 2012, the Des Moines Menace women's team wrapped up a winning second regular season after a spectacular debut topped off by winning the 2012 Women's League Soccer Championship. The staff and coaches focus on the training and advancement of amateur soccer players, many of whom aspire to play professionally. Valley Stadium is home to the Menace women.
Valley Stadium continues to be the top high school football facility in the state of Iowa, where we feel very fortunate that we're able to utilize it for both practices and, of course, games. Our fan base loves both the location and the amenities. The surface is certainly among the best in the entire state. It's a good 72-yard wide soccer surface that allows us to really play a possession-oriented game and use the width of the field, unlike many of the other teams we play against.
My name is Kevin Schock. I'm the head coach of the Des Moines Menace women's team. I played soccer as a youth in New York, played in high school, played at college at the College of Charleston in South Carolina. Played on the U.S. national teams, U15, 17, and under 21. Then played professionally for the Charleston Battery. So soccer's been a part of my life. Once my playing career was done, it was just kind of the easy transition to go right into coaching. And I've been coaching for about over 20 years. You know, youth, ODP, high school, college levels, both men and women. Before I became the women's coach, I was on the men's staff here. And I also serve as the Director of Youth Development for the Youth Academy for the Menace. Yeah, last year we went, in our first inaugural year, we went 7-1, won the league championship, which was a great start for us. This year we're 6-1 to start off, and with 3 league games remaining plus the Open Cup. Our plans are, we set goals every year. Last year was to come out, have a winning record, and challenge for a title. Obviously, we did both of those. This year is pretty much along the same lines. There's extra layers in the league this year, so even though we win our conference, we still have playoff run, and we have the Open Cup this year for the first time on the women's side. So, our goals are, winning record, reach the playoffs, go as far as we can in the playoffs, challenge for the Open Cup, and just keep on pressing along. And the future of this team is really truly dependent on how successful we are going forward. I've been pretty proud. I'm an advocate of women's soccer. I've been pushing for a women's team since I've been with the Menace. Last year they gave, Kyle Kraus and the ownership gave the okay to, make it a go. It's been a struggle to find competitive leagues, and where we kind of fit into everything, being in the Midwest, being that soccer is stronger on the coasts. So that's been one major challenge. But I just think that overall, keeping a team around here gives these very fine young student athletes an opportunity for something to do. And now that there's a women's professional league, now they can go ahead and hone their skills, and we can help them get to the next level like we do on the men's side.
We had a great team. A bunch of the girls were from Iowa, just from Upper Iowa University. We had a couple girls from Drake, Iowa State, so it was very home-based as far as a team. And I think that that's the big difference from this year, where we have girls from Germany, from Brazil, just from South Dakota, Nebraska, the surrounding states. So I think the diversity is amazing this year. Last year our record was really good. We were beating teams 8-0, and that's not just to say that we were better, but we also had the people, and we just scored a lot of goals. My name is Jordan Bishop. I play center mid for the Menace. I'm also a captain. What that means, it's more of a symbol. I think a lot of the girls are leaders on the field. I communicate a little bit more, I think, vocally, but as far as playing hard, everybody's on the same page and same boat in that aspect. And since I played here last year, I'm used to this team. I'm used to Kevin as our coach, and so it was kind of a good fit for me to be a captain, kind of a leader on the field.
My name is Jenna Richins, and I play right back.
I'm Katie Hurd. My position is center mid. I also play offensive mid.
Hi, my name is Emily Hanneman, and I play center defense.
Haley Helverson, West Des Moines, Iowa. I play mostly forward on this team.
Hi, my name is Tori Von Mendy and I play forward.
Mackenzie Meisel. Right now I play center mid for the team, and the first week I played defense, but we kind of switched up our formation and now I play center mid. And well, about a week ago I scored my first goal since high school because with my college team I played defense. So it's been really exciting to be back in the attack, and I feel like I got a new groove back and it's fun. So maybe my college coach will let me try something different this year.
Rachel Avant. Currently I play left midfield and left defense.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
Mid-American Energy is putting the power to use energy more efficiently in our hands, helping with the big things and pointing out the little things that add up to make a difference. Like cleaning lint traps, changing furnace filters, and using smart power strips. With Mid-American, energy efficiency is always within reach. The power's in our hands. With Mid-American Energy.
Atlantic Bottling and Coca-Cola congratulate the Des Moines Menace men's team for their 20th anniversary season. If you're looking for an exciting fan experience in a family-friendly setting, a Menace game is the place to be. Atlantic Bottling welcomes back the Women's Menace soccer team for their second season. Join the fun and catch the action at Valley Stadium, home of the Des Moines Menace. For a current schedule of the matches, go to www.menacesoccer.com. Atlantic Bottling Company and Coca-Cola, proud sponsors of the Des Moines Menace.
I know what you think you're looking at. Someone who's too small.
Too slow.
Not in the right sport.
Not in the right body.
That's cool. Cause overlooking me now,
it's gonna make it that much sweeter when we're properly introduced.
Powerade. Power through.
Women's soccer in the U.S. has had its share of peaks and valleys over the years, but the Menace women's team and staff see this as a great time for women in soccer.
I am the youth director and our women's team operations. Basically, I take care of our academy kids who are U11 through U18 players. They play in our select academy. They try out. It's a year-long commitment that they play on our teams. I take care of our Junior Menace program, which is another one of our youth programs for kids ages 3 through 9. And then our women's team, which is our kind of adult women's team. We have players ranging from 16, 17 in high school all the way up who are postgraduate, 26, 27, just kind of early in their careers. I think there's been a lot of progression in the women's game in the U.S. Back when I was growing up, it was the big, 96 team with Mia Hamm and Brandi Chastain, and that was kind of like the first time that, the U.S. national team really captivated, the United States. A lot of little girls were really inspired, I think, to play soccer after that, particular moment. Now it's Abby Wambach. She's kind of the new, face of soccer, and so, there's a lot of little girls that look up to the U.S. women's national team. So I think there's always been a good following for that. I think with, as far as establishing something on like the professional side, kind of like the men's side has the MLS, the women's side has not been as successful in that regard. This year they actually started up the National Women's League again. This is their third attempt to put together a professional league. It's structured a little bit different than in the past. They have national team players from Canada, US, and Mexico that are on the teams. So it's a little bit different setup, and the federations are paying those women's salaries to be on those teams. So they're in their first year, in the middle of their first season. I know they're in discussions to see if they can keep it going for next year, to have some type of pro model here in the U.S.
I think it's every girl's dream. Once you play in college, you wanna succeed. It's just like guys wanting to go play professional football or basketball. You know, it's always in our minds. It's just been hard with it folding and coming back. There's never been a consistent way of having a league for the women. But I think there's a need. I think it is a growing sport, and I know a lot of kids are wanting to pursue it. It's just we have to find a way to make it successful.
Well, to play for the Menace, for me, it means the world because I am always trying to get to play at the next level of soccer. I mean, I'd love to play pro one day. I think that would be amazing if I could and have the opportunity. So I feel like this is one of the closest things I could get to that, especially around here in Iowa. So I just love playing for Menace at such a high level of soccer. You learn so much and meet such great people. I love it.
Playing for the Menace is a great opportunity for me to play competitively over the summer before I go back to my fall season.
I think it's a really good experience to play for the Menace. Just getting out here with all the stiff competition that we have and everyone's really highly competitive is a really good feeling.
What it means for me to play for the Menace is I think it's just like the next level of soccer. It's such a high level of soccer, and for me it's a big accomplishment to know that I can play at this level, and it's been a great opportunity, and I feel blessed to be able to be in this position.
I think for me, actually, like just being able to get our women's team established was really awesome. This is kind of a passion that I had when I started at the Menace, was trying to establish our, the youth section better for girls, whatever that kind of looks like within the Menace organization, and then also, having something comparable to like our men's team on the women's side, which we've finally been able to do. So, I know 3 years ago I had some meetings with people at our state soccer association trying to get something in the summer for young girls to play that are coming out of college or, between their high school, college season, that type of stuff. So it's just been really exciting, the whole process that, all these girls come and are here with us over the summer, and just the energy they bring. So I guess that's just been kind of a huge fun thing that I've been able to be a part of. So as far as at the youth level, I think, girls playing soccer is huge. It's grown. Soccer in general, both for boys and girls, has grown just leaps and bounds in the last 10 years. It's the fastest growing youth soccer sport in the United States. So lots of kids are playing it. It's just kind of figuring out those pieces as they get past, the youth level and into college. College, there's a lot of D1 scholarships out there for female athletes, but as far as the pro level goes, there's not a lot of options right now in the U.S. There are outside the U.S. There's not a lot, but there are some.
I started playing soccer when I was 3 years old, and then from there I played rec until I was about 8, and I played on a high competition team. And then I did high school and tried out for a college team and played college, and then I'm now playing for the Menace.
I started playing soccer when I was like 5, just on little micro teams, and then I joined Dakota Gold, which is now Dakota Alliance in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And then I've just been playing soccer ever since, and I go to school in South Dakota at Augustana College and play soccer for them there.
Well, I started playing soccer when I was 4 years old. My dad put me into the sport, and I've been playing consistently throughout the years with my dad as my coach. He's coached me throughout high school when I was younger, so it was kind of fun to have him as my coach. But then after that, I went to Iowa Western, and then from there I took a year off. I played for a year, and then I took a year off just to kind of focus on school and everything. And then I transferred to Northwest Missouri State University. It's pretty close to where I'm from. I'm from Council Bluffs, Iowa. So it was kind of nice to be close to home. And from there, Kevin came to one of our practices and watched us play and then asked me to play on the Menace from there.
I don't know, my parents kind of got me going into it, like kindergarten, first grade-ish, and I had a really good coach.
I started playing as a kid. I played with boys most of my time in the youth growing up. That's another development I would say. There's been a lot more development in the all-girls side. I grew up playing co-ed soccer, so played with boys most of my youth career, but you know, just got into it, loved it, and you know, was able to play in high school. I joined a club team in high school, which is kind of the select side that I was talking about with our academy. So I actually played for the Menace Academy as a kid, and then was fortunate enough to be able to go to school and college at Wartburg College to play soccer, and was offered an opportunity here to come back to the Menace, where I played youth soccer. So I think, you know, when I was a kid, my parents just signed me up for it. One of our neighbors was joining the youth soccer club. So my parents signed me up to kind of go along with it. My parents knew nothing about soccer. And so they learned along with me. We loved it. My dad kept trying to get us to do softball and basketball because those are the sports he knew about. But we just kept coming back to soccer. We love soccer. So to my parents' credit, both of them got really into soccer. My dad took a referee class and a coaching class and really learned the game. So he was able to help coach. I have two younger sisters and we all loved soccer. We all just really got into it. So he learned about it, and my mom, I remember it was a men's World Cup, and I don't remember where they were playing, but the games, were in the middle of the night. Basically, they started at 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., were kind of the main game times. And my mom would wake us up in the middle of the summer to watch the games. So she really helped kind of cultivate that excitement for soccer for us as well. So, and now it's kind of fun. My husband I met him in college. He's also a soccer player, and so we now have a daughter. So we're really excited to get her into to soccer.
I've been playing soccer since I was 6. My brother, he is older than me, and he always played soccer, and I always looked up to him. My dad and my mom both coached me when I was younger, and so my family has had a huge impact, and they've been by my side the whole time.
I would love to talk about my parents and my family, my immediate family. They're in Dallas and they've been there. I've lived in the same house my whole life. So I think just having the support and the love from them has helped so much in my life, and especially, most importantly, in soccer. And then as far as following my aspirations and my goals, it's always been #1 on their mind. My mom was the big influence, because she was the one that would take me to games, cart me around. My dad, obviously, he was a coach, and so he had that coaching ability and that way to drive me and wanted me to succeed and compete.
Well, my family has been really, really supportive of me throughout my entire life of playing. Like my Opa, which is Grandpa in German, he is like at every single one of my games that he can try and make, and he's from Minnesota, so he will gladly make the trip down here to Des Moines and come and see me play. And then my dad is obviously one of my other biggest supporters. Like everyone in my family has played soccer, and they just love seeing me play, so it's really nice to have a lot of my family out in the stadium, in the bleachers, just supporting me and cheering me on.
Mid-American Energy is putting the power to achieve greater energy efficiency in our hands with free home energy audits, rebates on energy-efficient products and appliances for our homes. Businesses win too through financial incentives and rebates on energy-efficient equipment. Green-saving power is in our hands with Mid-American Energy.
Atlantic Bottling and Coca-Cola congratulate the Des Moines Menace men's team for their 20th anniversary season. If you're looking for an exciting fan experience in a family-friendly setting, a Menace game is the place to be. Atlantic Bottling welcomes back the Women's Menace soccer team for their second season. Join the fun and catch the action at Valley Stadium, home of the Des Moines Menace. For a current schedule of the matches, go to www.menacesoccer.com. Atlantic Bottling Company and Coca-Cola, proud sponsors of the Des Moines Menace.
Mid-American Energy is putting the power to achieve greater energy efficiency in our hands. Mid-American's website offers easy-to-use online tools and tips on saving energy. Simple things we can do today. Save some green with Mid-American to lower your energy bill now while preserving more energy for tomorrow. The power's in our hands with Mid-American Energy.
As creatures of habit, we all have routines. Some athletes have pregame rituals or superstitions. Menace team players have some original ones, some similar ones, and some just prepare players to do their best.
Okay, before every single game, I have to make sure my socks are pulled up really high because it bugs me if they're low. So before every game, I pull them up really high and all my teammates make fun of me for it.
Well, we don't have 13 in the jersey on our side. I always get a haircut before the game. You know, I think, you know, pack the same amount of jerseys to match the balls. You know, being a goalkeeper, I think we're the most kind of ritualistic kind of people on a soccer team. It's just that, you know, everything happens within certain periods of time, and you know, some people might call it OCD. I just call it routine.
I personally don't have any pre-match rituals. I try not to get too superstitious because I feel like it gets in too many people's head when you have a set pre-game thing, but I always like to make sure my nails are painted and I just have a good time before warm-up. I try not to get too excited because if I get too excited, I'm way off balance when I get on the field. So I try to be really calm and sit on the bench, which is really out of my personality, but just to be calm.
A superstition I have, I always have to have my socks on the left and the right with the little letters that are on the right feet. And other than that, I think that's it.
The only thing I really do is I put my left cleat on before my right cleat, but I don't know why, it just happens.
One of my pregame rituals or superstitions before I actually have to play is that I have to use the restroom because I feel like I'm just going to run off in the middle of the field and have to go, and so I just feel, you know, I get so excited to like play and nervous, but not a bad nervous, it's just kind of a good one, like I'm ready to get out there and go. But then I always feel like I'm going to have to go like in the middle of the game and like run off the field, so I just always have to make sure I try and go really quick before the game.
My superstition is I have to wear a headband when I play. I have since I played freshman year of high school, and it just freaks me out when I'm not wearing it.
As a team before games, we'll crank music up. Some of us will dance a little bit just to kind of relax and get the nerves off. It's just fun. And then when we come out, we're ready to play.
Mid-American Energy is putting power in your hands. The power to learn, to care, the power to work, and to have a little fun. We demonstrate our commitment to you around the clock, rain or shine. Mid-American is a national leader in wind generation capacity, and we're dedicated to bringing you safe, reliable comfort when you want it and when you need it. We're Mid-American Energy.
I know what you think you're looking at. Someone who's too small.
Too slow.
Not in the right sport.
Not in the right body?
That's cool. 'Cause overlooking me now,
It's gonna make it that much sweeter when we're properly introduced.
Power through.
At Mid-American Energy, Part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Atlantic Bottling and Coca-Cola congratulate the Des Moines Menace men's team for their 20th anniversary season. If you're looking for an exciting fan experience in a family-friendly setting, a Menace game is the place to be. Atlantic Bottling welcomes back the Women's Menace soccer team for their second season. Join the fun and catch the action at Valley Stadium, home of the Des Moines Menace. For a current schedule of the matches, go to www.menacesoccer.com. Atlantic Bottling Company and Coca-Cola, proud sponsors of the Des Moines Menace.
For their inaugural season, the Menace women's team was recruited mostly from nearby, but the 2013 team includes players from a much wider area. Rachel Avant's journey to the Menace started in Germany.
My soccer career started in Germany. I started playing in kindergarten, and then I moved on to street soccer. It was like a different experience to me. Then I started playing in club, and after a while I started moving to the United States, and I started playing in high school. And now I'm here in Iowa and play for Iowa Central Community College. Currently I play in soccer left defense. I play all the way in the back on the left side. And I kind of play like left defense too because I have to go all the way up top. But my family, I'm like the first person who started playing soccer. My family like to watch it, but I'm like the first person in my family who started playing soccer. Life in Germany is very different. Like where I grew up in Frankfurt, it's like a big city. Compared like here in Iowa, it's way country, and it's always active in Frankfurt, and there's a lot of different cultures, international people, different food, and it's always busy. But compared like to Iowa, it's like quiet. People are very nice and friendly, and it's very quiet here. And my sister used to tell me that I should often leave my hair natural. Because my sister has like straight hair, she often straighten her hair, but she often told me don't never shade your hair, you have pretty hair, and then I decided to keep it, and now I'm in love with it. If people have curly hair, they would understand what I'm talking about. I like touching my hair because it's so fluffy and very poofy, so I'm really in love with my own hair.
Reaching the goal of being a professional athlete requires sacrifice, dedication, and the will to achieve. After this season, players return to their home team and continue to work on their education, stamina, and game. The 2014 Menace roster is announced in late April. Season and group tickets will be on sale beginning in November. So join the fun and catch the action at Valley Stadium, home of the Des Moines Menace. Go to menacesoccer.com for ticket information.